All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay and with me is Prashant Kumar Sinha. The headlines. Centre's decision to repeal all three farm laws widely welcomed. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hands over indigenously developed defence equipment to armed forces, giving a major push to Atmanirbhar Bharat in defence sector. Prime Minister to attend annual DGP's and IGP's conference in Lucknow today. Railway Board asks IRCTC to resume serving cooked meals to passengers in trains. India's COVID vaccination coverage crosses 115 crore 73 lakh mark. US authorizes booster dose of corona vaccine for all adults. 52nd International Film Festival of India begins today in Goa. Portals of Badrinath Temple in Uttarakhand to be closed today for winter season. And in cricket, India beat New Zealand by 7 wickets in the second T20 to seal the 3-match series. As India created history by administering over 100 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, All India Radio salutes all the doctors, nurses, other frontline workers and all those who got vaccinated and made this possible. Even though the country has achieved this feat, we caution our listeners that the battle against COVID is not yet over. We appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and also help others get vaccinated. During the festival season, please follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Farm unions, opposition parties and chief ministers of several states have welcomed Centre's decision to repeal the farm laws. Bharatiya Kisan Union leader Rakesh Tikait said the union will wait for the day when the farm laws will be scrapped in Parliament. He said the government should talk on other issues of farmers as well, besides minimum support price. Sanyukt Kisan Morcha also welcomed the government's decision. In a statement, the Kisan leader said they will wait for the announcement to take effect through due parliamentary procedures. Kisan leaders across the country were delighted with the central government's decision and reacted to the announcement by the Prime Minister on Guru Nanak Jayanti by distributing sweets. Welcoming the Prime Minister's decision to repeal the 3 farm laws, President of Janata Dal Secular H.D. Devagowda stated he salutes all the farmers who put up a democratic resistance against the laws. Former Chief Minister of Punjab, Captain Amrinder Singh, thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi for acceding to the demands of every Punjabi and repealing the 3 farm laws on the pious occasion of Guru Nanak Jayanti. Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik said government's decision is in the best interest of the country and its farmers. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin and Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan in the message wholeheartedly welcomed the union government's decision.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said the government has decided to repeal all 3 farm laws. Addressing the nation yesterday, Mr. Modi announced that the laws will be repealed in the upcoming winter session of Parliament. The Prime Minister said the 3 laws were for farmers' benefit, but the government could not convince a section of farmers despite best efforts. He appealed to protesting farmers to call off their agitation and to return to their homes.
मैं पूरे देश को ये बताने आया हूं कि हमने 3 कृषि कानूनों को वापस लेने का, रिपील करने का निर्णय लिया है। इस महीने के अंत में शुरू होने जा रहे संसद सत्र में, इसी महीने में हम 3 कृषि कानूनों को रिपील करने की संवैधानिक प्रक्रिया को पूरा कर देंगे। अपने सभी आंदोलनरत किसान साथियों से आग्रह कर रहा हूं, अब आप अपने अपने घर लौटे, अपने खेत में लौटे, अपने परिवार के बीच लौटे। आइए एक नई शुरुआत करते हैं, नए सिरे से आगे बढ़ते हैं।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that for a long time India has been among the largest arms buyer countries in the world. But today the mantra of the country is Make in India, Make for the World. Now India is working to make its forces self-reliant. Mr. Modi was addressing the concluding ceremony of the Rashtra Raksha Samarpan Parv, which culminated in Jhansi, Uttar Pradesh yesterday, where he dedicated to the nation multiple initiatives in the defence sector.
देश को सरदार पटेल के सपनों का भारत बनाना, आत्मनिर्भर भारत बनाना हमारी जिम्मेदारी। यही आजादी के अमृत काल में देश का संकल्प है, देश का लक्ष्य है। और बुंदेलखंड में यूपी डिफेंस इंडस्ट्रियल कॉरिडोर इस अभियान में सारथी की भूमिका निभाने जा रहा है। जो बुंदेलखंड कभी भारत के शौर्य और साहस के लिए जाना जाता था, उसकी पहचान अब भारत के सामरिक सामर्थ्य के प्रमुख केंद्र के तौर पर भी होगी। यहाँ मिसाइल टेक्नोलॉजी से जुड़ी एक कंपनी का शिलान्यास हो रहा है। आने वाले समय में ऐसी कई और कंपनियां भी आएगी।
During the event, Mr. Modi also laid the foundation stone of the 400 crore rupee project at Jhansi node of the UP Defence Industrial Corridor.
झांसी से देश के रक्षा क्षेत्र में एक नया अध्याय शुरू कर रहा है। अभी यहाँ 400 करोड़ रुपए के भारत डायनेमिक लिमिटेड के एक नए प्लांट का शिलान्यास हुआ है। इससे यूपी डिफेंस कॉरिडोर के झांसी नोड को नई पहचान मिलेगी। झांसी में एंटी टैंक मिसाइल के लिए उपकरण बनेंगे, जिनसे सीमाओं पर हमारे जवानों को नई ताकत, नया विश्वास, और इसका परिणाम सीधा सीधा यही होगा कि देश की सीमाएं और ज्यादा सुरक्षित होगी।
Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister said India's power in the defence sector is increasing. He said the focus of the Sainik schools should be on preparing youth to safeguard the country.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the 56th Conference of Director Generals of Police (DGP) and Inspector Generals of Police (IGP) at Lucknow in Uttar Pradesh today. Mr. Modi reached Lucknow yesterday evening. He will attend all sessions of the conference. The Prime Minister was welcomed by Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, Governor Anandiben Patel and other ministers on his arrival. The conference was inaugurated by Union Home Minister Amit Shah yesterday. Inaugurating the conference, Mr. Shah appreciated the role played by security forces during COVID pandemic and for the sacrifices made by them. More from our correspondent.
The conference is being held in hybrid format. DGPs of states and union territories and heads of Central Armed Police Forces and Central Police Organizations are attending the conference physically at the venue in Lucknow, while the remaining invitees are participating virtually from 37 different locations at IB and SIB headquarters. The conference will discuss a wide range of issues including cybercrime, data governance, counter-terrorism challenges, left-wing extremism, emerging trends in narcotic trafficking and prison reforms, among others. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
President Ramnath Kovind will honor the awardees of Swachh Sarvekshan 2021 at the Swachh Amrit Mahotsav organized by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs in New Delhi today. The ministry will also award cities certified under the Star Rating Protocol for garbage-free cities. The Mahotsav will also pay tribute to the sanitation workers by recognizing top-performing cities under the Safai Mitra Suraksha Challenge earlier initiated by the ministry. This is the 6th edition of Swachh Sarvekshan and is the world's largest urban cleanliness survey.
Railway Board has decided to resume serving cooked food in trains. This service was discontinued due to the restrictions imposed by the COVID-19 pandemic. Railway Board has written a letter to Indian Railway Catering and Tourism Corporation (IRCTC) to resume the service. Railway Board said ready-to-eat meals will also continue to be served to passengers. Recently, the Civil Aviation Ministry has allowed airlines to serve meals on all domestic flights. India's COVID vaccination coverage has crossed 115 crore 73 lakh mark. Out of the total vaccination, more than 76 crore 19 lakh vaccine doses have been given as first dose, while over 39 crore 54 lakh doses have been administered as second dose. Health Ministry has said that more than 46 lakh 31,000 vaccine doses were administered till 7 p.m. yesterday.
In the United States, the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, has extended the authorization of the Pfizer and Moderna COVID vaccine booster doses for all adults aged 18 and older. Earlier, booster shots were allowed for people aged over 65 or for those at high risk of severe disease. FDA Acting Commissioner Janet Woodcock said that the decision will help to provide continued protection against COVID-19, including the serious consequences that can occur such as hospitalization and death. The FDA also said that the decision was taken based on data demonstrating a strong immune response to boosters from hundreds of people. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, has ratified the decision while recommending boosters for all people over 50. Dr. Sanjeev Kumar of AIIMS Patna has said that people coming in contact with COVID patients should take certain precautions and follow COVID protocol guidelines. He said this while participating in AIR's bilingual live phone-in program, Corona Jagrukta series, last night.
देखिए, अगर कोरोना संक्रमित हैं तो उनके परिवार वाले और उनके सगे संबंधी जो उनकी निकटता में आते हैं, जैसे कि अस्पताल ले जाते हैं, तो बिल्कुल बात वही है कि उन लोगों को उस मरीज की सेवा तो करनी ही है, लेकिन अपना जो बचाव के तरीके जैसे मास्क लगाना, सैनिटाइजेशन करना और उस मरीज के बहुत नजदीक में नहीं आना, खासकर उसके चेहरे के नजदीक, क्योंकि श्वास नली से ही ये फैलता है। अगर कोई कोरोना मरीज को ले जाने वाला एम्बुलेंस नहीं है तो मेरी सलाह यही है कि आप पीपीई किट मंगवा लें और मरीज को छूने से पहले उन पीपीई किट पहन लें।
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Centre's decision to repeal all 3 farm laws widely welcomed. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hands over indigenously developed defence equipment to armed forces, giving a major push to Atmanirbhar Bharat in the defence sector. Prime Minister to attend annual DGP's and IGP's conference in Lucknow today. Railway Board asks IRCTC to resume serving cooked meals to passengers in trains. India's COVID vaccination coverage crosses 115 crore 73 lakh mark. US authorizes booster dose of corona vaccine for all adults. 52nd International Film Festival of India begins today in Goa. Portals of Badrinath Temple in Uttarakhand to be closed today for winter session. And in cricket, India beat New Zealand by 7 wickets in second T20 to seal the 3-match series. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
आजादी के आंदोलन के खजाने में ऐसे ढेरों शब्द जिन्होंने बदल दिए इतिहास, तारीख बदलने वाले लफ्जों पर आकाशवाणी समाचार ला रहा है विशेष कार्यक्रम धरोहर हर सोमवार।
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will lead a team of secretaries to discuss matters of development and growth of India's Made-in International Financial Services Centre, IFSC, at GIFT City, Gandhinagar today. The discussions will focus on the role of GIFT IFSC as a gateway to global financial services for Indian corporates within India, attracting global financial business to India and growth as FinTech Global Hub. The Central Council for Research in Ayurvedic Sciences, CCRAS, has transferred the technology of Ayush 64 to 46 companies. Ayush 64 is an effective drug in mild and asymptomatic and mild to moderate cases of COVID-19. Ministry of Ayush in a statement said that before the first wave of COVID, 7 companies including IMPCL, the manufacturing unit of the Ministry of Ayush, were responsible for manufacturing Ayush 64. It said now the technology has been transferred to 39 companies, taking this figure to 46.
The United States has threatened military response to China after a standoff in the South China Sea between China and the Philippines. U.S. State Department has called Chinese actions in using water cannon against Philippine resupply boats in the South China Sea as dangerous, provocative and unjustified, and warned that an armed attack on Philippine vessels would invoke U.S. mutual defense commitments. The State Department said it strongly believes that China's actions asserting its expansive and unlawful South China Sea maritime claims undermine peace and security in the region.
52nd International Film Festival of India, IFFI, is all set to kick off today with a glittering opening ceremony. Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting Anurag Thakur has said that the festival will have some feature this year.
52nd IFFI अपने आप में बहुत कुछ नया लेकर आया है और कोविड-19 पैंडेमिक के चलते जो चुनौतियां थी उसके रहते हुए भी सब प्रयास किए गए ताकि देश और दुनिया की बड़ी बड़ी फिल्म्स को भी यहाँ पर लाया जाए, OTT प्लेटफॉर्म्स को भी लाया जाए और यहाँ तक कि इस बार के इंडियन फिल्म पर्सनैलिटी ऑफ द ईयर हेमा मालिनी जी और प्रसून जोशी जी ये दोनों भी यहाँ पर आएंगे और इसके अलावा जो सत्यजीत रे इंटरनेशनल फिल्म पर्सनैलिटी है उसको कहें कि लाइफ टाइम अचीवमेंट अवार्ड की जब हम बात करते हैं तो अमेरिकन फिल्म मेकर मार्टिन स्कॉर्सेसी को और जो हमारे हंगेरियन फिल्म मेकर हैं इस्तेबान सुजाबो को भी लाइफ टाइम अचीवमेंट अवार्ड मिला है। दोनों ने उसको मंजूरी भी दी अपनी ओर से उसको ग्रहण करने के लिए। ये अपने आप में हमारे लिए बड़ी बात है और ये पहली बार हो रहा है कि ब्रिक्स फिल्म फेस्टिवल भी IFFI के साथ साथ होगा तो दुनिया के 5 देशों की पिक्चर्स को भी गोवा में दिखाने का अवसर मिलेगा IFFI के साथ साथ।
The opening ceremony will be hosted by filmmaker Karan Johar and actor Manish Paul. The opening ceremony will witness Salman Khan and Ranveer Singh along with actors Ritesh Deshmukh and Genelia Deshmukh and Shraddha Kapoor. More in this report.
One of the highlights of this year's IFFI is the 75 Creative Minds of Tomorrow competition. The competition will see 75 of the brightest young minds from across India showcasing their cinematic talents. Martin Scorsese and Esteban Zabo will be honored with the Satyajit Ray Lifetime Achievement Award. The King of All World, directed by Carlos Saura, will be the opening film. The film will also be the festival's international premiere. As many as 55 films from across the world will be showcased under the World Panorama section. The international film competition will be adjudged by an international jury with chairperson renowned Iranian filmmaker Rakshan Baniatamad. Actor Puneet Rajkumar, who recently lost his life, would be honored along with legendary actor Dilip Kumar, filmmaker Buddhadev Dasgupta, amongst others. The 9-day film festival is being organized under a hybrid format with both physical and virtual components. The festival is being held between the 20th to the 28th of November. IFFI Desk, Goa.
Portals of Badrinath Temple will be closed for the winter season today. Media in charge of Devasthanam Board, Harish Gaur, said that 5 lakh devotees visited Char Dham this year. Portals of Kedarnath, Gangotri and Yamunotri Dham have already been closed.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase hallmarked gold jewellery. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline's toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak Jago.
And now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of this struggle every day.
On 20th November 1902, Gandhiji went back to South Africa at the request of the Indian community and revived the fight against anti-Asian laws. One such legislation, Asiatic Law Amendment Act, forced the Indians in the Transvaal province to get registered with the Registrar of Asiatics, submit to physical examinations, provide fingerprints, and carry a registration certificate at all times. Otherwise, Indians and other Asiatics, as they were called, could be fined, imprisoned, or deported.
It came to be known as Black Act. When the certificate offices opened on July the 1st, 1907, registers picketed outside the offices and dissuaded passing Indians from registering. They gathered support for non-cooperation in temples, mosques, and churches. Initially known as the Passive Resistance Campaign, Gandhiji coined the term Satyagraha as an alternative name. At the closing of registration, only 511 out of the 13,000 Indians in the region had registered.
In January 1908, Gandhiji was arrested. The jails were filling rapidly with satyagrahis refusing to register. Later that month, military leader General J.C. Smuts was forced to negotiate. With Gandhiji and other campaign leaders in prison, General Smuts presented an ultimatum. If Indians would register voluntarily, the Black Act would be repealed and prisoners released. Gandhiji agreed on behalf of the campaign.
After word of the deal spread, some campaigners felt betrayed. In the middle of February, Gandhiji was attacked and injured by a group of angered satyagrahis on his way to the registration office. He reiterated his trust in General Smuts and registered himself. Soon after, Smuts introduced a bill validating the voluntary registrations, but did not keep his word about the Black Act. Gandhiji gave him until August the 16th, 1908 to fulfill his promise and repeal the act.
Gandhiji's leadership was accepted for the next phase in the struggle. The last ultimatum was sent to General Smuts: repeal the Black Act, or registration certificates will be burnt. Ultimately, 2,000 registration certificates were burnt by satyagrahis in a giant fire.
20th of November is also the birth anniversary of the great anti-British warrior and the ruler of the erstwhile kingdom of Mysore, Tipu Sultan. He was born as Sultan Fateh Ali Sahab Tipu in 1750 in Devanahalli, Bengaluru. He was the oldest son of Sultan Hyder Ali of Mysore. Tipu was trained to be a warrior from his early teens, and he accompanied his father on campaigns against rivals such as the British East India Company.
Known as the Tiger of Mysore, he fought several successful wars against the East India Company, starting in 1766 when he participated in a campaign at the age of 15. In 1780, Tipu defeated Colonel Bailey of the East India Company at the Battle of Pollilore. The following year, he seized Chittoor from the British, and in 1782, he defeated Colonel Braithwaite at the Battle of Annagudi near Tanjore.
Tipu was a pioneer in the use of rocket artillery. He deployed the rockets against British forces and their allies in their 1792 and 1799 siege of Srirangapatna and during the other Anglo-Mysore wars. After his defeat in 1799, the British shipped these weapons to Britain to replicate them through reverse engineering. Napoleon, the French commander-in-chief who later became emperor, sought an alliance with Tipu.
Tipu was a believer in international trade and sent trade delegations to Afghanistan, Iran, Turkey, and Myanmar. He rationalized the administrative system and encouraged the local industries. He introduced a new coinage, a new calendar, and a new land revenue system, which initiated the growth of Mysore silk industry. Tipu is also credited with modernization of the army, roads, and irrigation system. He built the first road network in Malabar in Kerala. Tipu was killed in May 1799 while defending his fort at Srirangapatna against the British forces. That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
आजादी की हर पहचान, नव भारत की लोरी लिखकर रखेंगे कल की नींव, बच्चे बच्चे में बो देंगे देशभक्ति का बीज, देशभक्ति का बीज।
अमृत महोत्सव लेकर आया है लोरी लेखन प्रतियोगिता। भाग लेने के लिए amritmahotsav.nic.in पर रजिस्टर करें।
In badminton, two-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu and former world number 1 Kidambi Srikanth will take on their respective opponents in the singles semi-finals of the 2021 Indonesia Masters tournament today. And in cricket, India beat New Zealand by 7 wickets in the second T20 to take an unassailable 2-0 lead in the 3-match series at the JSCA International Stadium complex in Ranchi last night.
The Pathanamthitta district authorities in Kerala have suspended the pilgrimage to the hill shrine of Sabrimala today as places like Pampa, Triveni and Sannidhanam are receiving heavy rainfall.
The South Central Railway has issued advisory to passengers to plan their journeys keeping in view the cyclonic weather conditions in the south coastal region of Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, and to check from railway authorities about the actual position of the running trains before undertaking journeys. The SCR authorities in Hyderabad have issued an advisory to this effect, asking passengers to contact the nearest railway station for any train-related inquiry.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital Delhi will have shallow fog. The temperature will vary between 11 and 26 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have rain or thunder showers towards the night. The minimum temperature is 24 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be around 34 degrees. Chennai is expected to witness gently cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The temperature will vary between 25 and 29 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have mainly clear sky. The city observed minimum temperature of 21 degrees Celsius and a maximum of around 30 degrees. Gilgit will have mainly clear sky. The temperature will hover between -2 and 17 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad will have mainly clear sky. Guwahati will have fog in the morning and mainly clear sky later. Shillong will witness clear sky. Temperatures will hover between 9 and 20 degrees Celsius. And Aizawl will have fog in the morning and mainly clear sky later.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Prime Minister Narendra Modi rolling back the 3 farm reform laws dominates headlines in all dailies this morning. PM Modi rolls back farm laws, urges protesters to return home, leads the Economic Times, adding PM says could not explain benefits to farmers, announces panel for zero budget farming, MSP. Modi hands over key hardware to armed forces, informs Hindustan Times. The pioneer, quoting External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, says China's actions violate bilateral pacts. COVID may have originated in Wuhan market, says study, states the business line. And finally, the Statesman notes the passing away of noted football commentator Novi Kapadia. Well, the paper reports that with his departure, the world of football has lost its voice. The Delhi resident was equally successful as a sports journalist, and his columns in national dailies were read with great interest.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Centre's decision to repeal all 3 farm laws widely welcomed. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hands over indigenously developed defence equipment to armed forces, giving a major push to Atmanirbhar Bharat in defence sector. Prime Minister to attend annual DGP's and IGP's conference in Lucknow today. Railway Board asks IRCTC to resume serving cooked meals to passengers in trains. India's COVID vaccination coverage crosses 115 crore 73 lakh mark. US authorizes booster dose of corona vaccine for all adults. 52nd International Film Festival of India begins today in Goa. Portals of Badrinath Temple in Uttarakhand to be closed today for winter season. And in cricket, India beat New Zealand by 7 wickets in the second T20 to seal the 3-match series. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.